Hey credit warriors, welcome to the show. And yesterday I uploaded a video about how to get around the new requirement that Amex Platinum card holders will have to pay for guests to come into the Centurion Lounge starting on February 1st. Now, the best piece of advice for probably 99% of card holders is to simply add the family members that you want to take into the lounge as guests as authorized users on the card, and you can add up to 3 authorized users for $175, and each one of them gets full lounge access to all of the lounges that are offered by the Amex Platinum, including the Centurion Lounge. So you could bring in 3 guests and thus a family of 4 for $175 per year, which if you go to the lounge altogether twice per year, it works out better than if you were to spend the $50 fee for adults and $30 fee for 2 kids each time you went to the lounge. You only have to visit twice per year for it to be more cost effective to add 3 authorized users. But there are a couple of different ways that you can get around it that I didn't mention in yesterday's video, and I want to talk about them today. So the first one is simply to be in the military. Not only do active duty military members and their spouses get the $695 annual fee waived, but for an active duty member to add authorized users, the $175 authorized user card fee for up to 3 cards is also waived. So an active duty military member could potentially get a family of 4 into the Centurion Lounge completely for free, even with the new changes, and not have to pay the annual fee on the card either. But they of course deserve it for defending the country, so a big thank you to all our military members who are watching, and you may want to think about adding an authorized user or 2 before these changes kick in on February 1st. Just FYI, authorized users with American Express do have to be 13 years of age or older. But if you aren't in the military, there is one version of the Amex Platinum that lets you do a similar thing. You see, there are different co-branded versions of the Amex Platinum card, like this one, which is the Charles Schwab Amex Platinum, and it gives you a load of benefits specific to the Charles Schwab brokerage. But the version we are interested in today is the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum. Now, I thought of mentioning this in yesterday's video, but I initially held back because there are some barriers to getting it for most people. Although it doesn't require as much commitment as joining the military, and you'll get a free authorized user and potentially the entire annual fee refunded if you meet certain requirements. But before we get into that, if you have a load of credit cards from American Express or any other issuer and you want an app that gives you data on all of your credit cards in one place, I recommend today's sponsor, Max Rewards. It pools all your data such as transactions, balances, your points, miles, and cashback balances into one easy to use dashboard. For American Express, the pro version of the app, Max Rewards Gold, will even activate Amex offers, adding them to your card for you so that you never miss a deal. Sometimes you'll get home and discover an email saying you saved like $10 and you didn't even know that offer was on your card. What is more, when you add over 100 offers to your card at once, more offers actually appear in your Amex account that you wouldn't otherwise have gotten. I like to call them phantom offers. You get it? Phantom of the Opera? Phantom offers? Anyway, you can get a free month of Max Rewards Gold with my link below, or just download the app and check out the free features. So the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum is a version of the Amex Platinum that is open to Morgan Stanley brokerage account holders. We'll talk about which accounts are eligible in just a moment. But first, let's look at the main benefit that will get you a free guest in the Centurion Lounge, and that is that you get your first authorized user card for free. So if it was a couple and you have the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum and then you get an authorized user card for your wife or husband, well, that works just great. But if you also have 2 teenage kids that you want to get cards for as well, then it doesn't really work out. It's actually the exact same value as the regular Platinum, because authorized user cards cost $175 for up to 3. So you'd end up getting 1 for free and then paying $175 for 2 more, which is the exact same price as 3 authorized user cards on the regular Amex Platinum, $175. If you had a family of 5 though, you could get 4 authorized user cards and get 1 for free and then 3 for $175, and then you would actually be saving $175 because each authorized user card after the initial 3 costs $175. I hope I did a good enough job of explaining that. In addition, if you meet certain requirements, you could get an annual appreciation bonus of $695, which wipes out the entire annual fee. So how do you get this card and how do you get the bonus? Well, you need an eligible Morgan Stanley brokerage account to be eligible for the card, and there have been some changes on how it works. but let's have a look at how it used to work. So here's my video on it from last year. What you have to do for this is you first set up a Morgan Stanley Access Investing account where you need to make a minimum deposit of $5,000. Then you have to open up a Morgan Stanley Platinum Cash Plus account. This is free if you have a minimum balance of $25,000 and a monthly deposit of $5,000. Otherwise, it'll cost you $45 per month. Then if you have the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum, because you also have the Platinum Cash Plus account, you'll get an engagement bonus of $695, which covers your entire annual fee. So that's how it worked in the past, but unfortunately, Morgan Stanley actually closed the Access Investing account for new account holders on December 1st, 2022. And that's a shame because that was the cheapest way to qualify for the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum. It's just a $5,000 minimum investment. So you could just move your stock portfolio or part of your stock portfolio to Morgan Stanley and put it in that account, and then you're eligible. If you already have an account though, by the way, that you applied for before December last year, you can continue using it. It's just that no new accounts will be opened. And then if you get the Platinum Cash Plus account in addition to the brokerage account, you can then qualify for the annual bonus that wipes out the annual fee as long as you meet the deposit and spend requirements. I know way less people will qualify for that though. But how do you qualify for the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum card now in 2023? Since if you look at the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum page, it says that it's only available if you have an eligible Morgan Stanley Smith Barney LLC brokerage account. Since closing applications for Access Investing, Morgan Stanley has rebranded many of its lower-end accounts as E-Trade by Morgan Stanley. The company acquired E-Trade back in 2020, by the way. But these accounts are issued by E-Trade Securities LLC, not Morgan Stanley itself, so in theory they shouldn't qualify. But I was still searching for answers, so I actually called Morgan Stanley to try and find out. They confirmed that none of the E-Trade accounts would make me eligible for the card, but they said that if I got the Platinum Cash Plus account, I could get the card. However, they said that there would be an additional brokerage account that goes along with it, and they quoted me the name Access Direct. Now, you can only get an Access Direct account if you have a ShareWorks or Stock Plan Connect account. These are both types of investment accounts that are opened by employers for their staff. So if you have one, great, and you can in theory open an Access Direct account which has no minimum investment requirement, and you can then get the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum. Or now that Access Invest is gone, you in theory would have to open some other kind of brokerage or wealth management account directly with Morgan Stanley, and this would presumably have much higher minimum deposit requirements and higher fees. So if you are lucky enough to have an Access Invest account that you opened before December 2022, you are eligible for the Morgan Stanley Amex Platinum, and you can get one free authorized user card and thus a free guest in the Centurion Lounge. Likewise, if you have any other Morgan Stanley account not issued by E-Trade but directly issued by them, you would be eligible as well. And if you want to get the Platinum Cash Plus cash management account too, you could then potentially get that annual bonus to wipe out the annual fee. So for the one guy who commented on yesterday's video, isn't the Amex Platinum Morgan Stanley a good solution? Yes, you are absolutely right. It has now become one of the most valuable versions, maybe the most valuable version of the Amex Platinum for card members who are regulars at the Centurion Lounge. But the hoops you have to jump through to get it seem a little bit too difficult for most people. And even after calling Morgan Stanley and going down the rabbit hole, talking to 3 different reps, I was still unclear on the name of the exact account which qualifies you for the card. If anyone knows or has applied for this card in 2023 and you can tell us, I'd really appreciate it. Leave your comments below. My guess is if you have a reasonable amount of money and you're willing to bring it to Morgan Stanley and it makes sense for you to apply for one of their, higher level wealth management products directly managed by them, not by E-Trade, then it should be an easy card to get. But if you're looking for a shortcut like with the old Access Invest account, you're now out of luck. Thanks for watching, guys. Do check out today's sponsor, Max Rewards. You can get a free month of Max Rewards Gold in the links below. Leave your comments about this below. I'd love to hear what you think. Please subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.